Get up. Not because you feel ready. Not because the pain is gone. Not because someone finally understood what you are going through. Get up because staying down is starting to become a habit, and that is the dangerous part. At first, you are only resting. Then you are recovering. Then you are waiting for the right mood. Then you are waiting for someone to check on you. Then you are waiting for life to feel fair. Then one day, you realize you are not resting anymore. You are hiding, and the longer you stay there, the harder it becomes to remember who you were before the disappointment convinced you to shrink. Nobody wants to hear this when they are tired. Nobody wants to hear it when they feel abandoned, betrayed, exhausted, or forgotten. But sometimes the truth that saves you does not arrive gently. Sometimes it kicks the door open and says, "Get up." Nobody is coming to save you. That does not mean nobody loves you. It does not mean nobody cares. It does not mean you must do everything alone forever. It means the responsibility for your life cannot be outsourced. Someone can help you. Someone can encourage you. Someone can open a door. Someone can give advice. Someone can sit beside you in the dark. But no one can stand up for you from inside your own body. No one can discipline your mind for you. No one can make the choice you keep avoiding. No one can heal the part of you that refuses to stop touching the wound. At some point, even if people care, you still have to move your own feet. And this is where most people get stuck. They do not only want help, they want rescue. They want someone to arrive with certainty, someone to tell them exactly what to do, someone to remove the consequences, someone to make the pain make sense, someone to prove they were worth saving before they try to save themselves. But life does not always send that person. Sometimes life stays silent, and in that silence, you find out whether you are going to become a victim of what happened or the person who rises from it. This is the part nobody likes. You can be genuinely hurt and still be responsible for your next move. You can be treated unfairly and still be responsible for your character. You can be exhausted and still be responsible for what you do with the day in front of you. You can deserve support and still need to act before it arrives. That is not cruel. That is reality. And reality does not become kinder because you refuse to face it. The longer you wait for someone to save you, the more power you give away. You give power to people who left, power to people who doubted you, power to people who hurt you, power to a past that cannot come back and fix itself, power to a future that has not even happened yet. And slowly, your life becomes a room where everyone else has a key except you. Get the key back. That begins with one decision, not a perfect decision, not a dramatic transformation, just one decision that says, "I am done abandoning myself." Because that is what happens when you stay down too long. You begin to abandon yourself. You stop keeping promises. You stop taking care of your body. You stop protecting your attention. You stop trying because trying feels dangerous. You stop dreaming because disappointment made hope feel foolish. You stop showing up because nobody clapped the last time you did. And the saddest part is that you start calling it peace. It is not peace. It is surrender wearing comfortable clothes. Peace gives you strength. Surrender drains it. Peace makes you clearer. Surrender makes you numb. Peace helps you accept reality. Surrender convinces you that nothing can change. Do not confuse the two. There is a version of you that is waiting on the other side of this choice. Not a perfect version. Not a version that never breaks again. A version that respects itself. A version that no longer waits to be begged into living. A version that can say, "I was hurt, but I am not finished." A version that can admit, "I am tired," and still take the next step. That version does not appear because someone rescues you. That version appears when you rescue the part of yourself you left behind. Maybe you were waiting for an apology. Maybe you thought once they admitted what they did, you would finally be free. But what if the apology never comes? What if they move on? What if they never understand? What if they tell the story in a way that makes you look like the villain? What if they sleep peacefully while you keep replaying every detail? Are you going to leave your life in their hands? Are you going to let the person who hurt you also decide when you are allowed to heal? No. At some point, you have to stop needing them to unlock the door. You can leave without their permission. You can heal without their confession. You can rebuild without their regret. You can become whole without them ever understanding the damage. That is not easy, but it is freedom. And freedom often begins the moment you stop waiting for the world to be fair before you act with strength. Maybe you are waiting for motivation. You think one morning you will wake up and feel ready. Ready to exercise, ready to work, ready to study, ready to leave, ready to start again, ready to become disciplined. But motivation is unreliable. It visits people who are already moving. It rarely visits people who are lying still, negotiating with their excuses. Action comes first, then motivation follows. You do not wait to feel strong before you stand. You stand, and strength begins to remember your name. You do not wait to feel confident before you try. You try, and confidence slowly collects evidence. You do not wait for fear to disappear before you move. You move with fear beside you until it learns it is not in charge. That is how people change. Not through one giant emotional breakthrough, through repeated small acts of self-respect. You get out of bed. You clean the space. You drink water. You walk outside. You answer the message. You apply again. You train again. You read again. You try again. Tiny actions. Quiet actions. Actions nobody sees. But these are the actions that rebuild a human being, because when you are broken, you do not rebuild your life by winning the whole war in one day. You rebuild it by proving to yourself in small ways that you can still be trusted. And that trust matters. When you stop trusting yourself, life becomes terrifying. Every goal feels too big. Every setback feels final. Every mistake feels like proof. But when you begin keeping small promises, something changes. You start to believe yourself again. You said you would wake up, and you did. You said you would not text them, and you did not. You said you would work for 1 hour, and you did. You said you would not quit today, and you made it to tomorrow. That is how self-respect returns, not through speeches, through evidence. And you need evidence more than emotion right now, because emotion changes. Today you feel powerful. Tomorrow you may feel empty. Today you feel focused. Tomorrow your mind may drag you back to the old pain. If your life is built on feelings, your life will be unstable. Build it on standards. A standard says, "This is what I do, even when I do not feel like it. I take care of my body. I tell the truth. I do the work. I do not chase people who keep showing me they do not choose me. I do not destroy my future because my present hurts. I do not let one season of failure become my identity. I do not wait for rescue when I still have the power to move." Standards will save you when feelings disappear, and feelings will disappear. That is not pessimism, that is preparation. Some mornings you will not feel inspired. Some nights you will feel lonely. Some days the old memory will return and hit you like it happened yesterday. Some people will disappoint you again. Some plans will fail again. Some doors will close even after you worked hard. And when that happens, you need something deeper than mood. You need a code, a private agreement with yourself. No matter what happens, I will not abandon myself. No matter who leaves, I will remain with myself. No matter what fails, I will not become a failure in my own mind. No matter how slowly I move, I will keep moving. That is the kind of strength nobody can give you. You have to build it, and you build it in the moments when no one is coming. The moments when there is no applause, no rescue, no perfect advice, no clean answer, just you, your pain, and the next right action. That is where your real life begins again. Not when everything is fixed, when you decide you will no longer be a passive witness to your own decline. Because decline is subtle. It does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like scrolling for 3 hours because you do not want to think. Sometimes it looks like sleeping too much because being awake feels heavy. Sometimes it looks like joking about your pain, so no one asks real questions. Sometimes it looks like saying, "This is just who I am," when really you are afraid to change. Sometimes it looks like calling yourself realistic when you have actually become afraid to hope. Be honest, brutally honest. Where are you using pain as permission to stay the same? Where are you waiting for someone else to do the part that only you can do? Where are you calling it healing when it is really avoidance? Where are you choosing comfort that is slowly costing you your future? These questions are not gentle, but they are useful. And useful matters more than gentle when your life is drifting. You do not need more pity from yourself. You need leadership from yourself. The kind of leadership that says, "I know this hurts. Now stand up. I know you are scared. Do it anyway. I know you failed. Learn and return. I know they left. Do not leave yourself too. I know nobody is coming. That means it has to be you." That last sentence can either break you or free you. It depends how you hear it. "Nobody is coming" can sound lonely, but it can also sound like permission. Permission to stop waiting. Permission to stop explaining. Permission to stop hoping someone will finally notice how much pain you are in and hand you a new life. Permission to take ownership. Ownership is heavy at first, then it becomes power. Because if it is your responsibility, then you are not helpless. If your next action belongs to you, then the story can still change. If your discipline belongs to you, then today is not wasted. If your response belongs to you, then they did not take everything. This is the foundation of strength. Not pretending nothing hurt you. Not pretending you do not need people. Not becoming cold, but realizing that even when help is absent, you are not powerless. You still have a hand to play. Maybe not the hand you wanted. Maybe not the hand you deserved, but a hand, and strong people learn to play the hand in front of them without spending their whole life cursing the deck. That does not mean you never grieve. Grieve. Cry if you need to. Admit the loss. Admit the betrayal. Admit the exhaustion. Admit that you wanted life to be different. But do not build a home in grief. Visit it. Learn from it. Let it pass through you. Then return to the work of living. Because grief is a place you move through, not a place you surrender your future to. You have to be careful with sadness. Sadness can soften you. It can make you honest. It can make you compassionate. But if you feed it too long, it can start asking for your whole life. It will ask for your mornings, then your body, then your friendships, then your ambition, then your hope. And one day, you will realize the sadness did not only visit, it moved in and changed the furniture. Do not let it. You can honor pain without obeying it forever. You can respect what happened without letting it decide everything that happens next. And maybe the next step is not huge. Maybe today's victory is simply getting out of bed. Maybe it is taking a shower. Maybe it is cleaning one corner of your room. Maybe it is not sending the message. Maybe it is applying for one job. Maybe it is going for a walk when your mind wants to rot indoors. Maybe it is eating something that does not make you feel worse. Maybe it is admitting the truth to someone safe. Maybe it is throwing away the fantasy that someone who keeps hurting you is secretly going to become the person you needed. Small steps are not pathetic. Small steps are how people return from the edge. Do not insult the beginning just because it is not impressive. Every comeback starts quietly. Before the transformation, there is usually a person sitting alone, making one decision nobody claps for. That decision matters, because life does not change when you understand what to do. Life changes when you actually do it. You already know some of the things you need to do. You know what habit is weakening you. You know what conversation you are avoiding. You know what person you need distance from. You know what excuse you keep using. You know what work you keep delaying. You know what part of your life is asking for discipline, and you know that nobody can do that part for you. Advice can point, pain can warn, love can support, but action is yours. That is the line. Cross it, not tomorrow. Not when you feel perfect, not when the plan is beautiful. Today, imperfectly, messily, quietly. Start. Because every day you delay, the life you want gets trained to live without you. That sounds harsh, but it is true. Your future is not waiting forever. It is being built right now by what you repeat. Repeat avoidance, and you build regret. Repeat discipline, and you build trust. Repeat excuses, and you build weakness. Repeat courage, and you build a different identity. Most people want a new life but keep repeating the old pattern. Then they wonder why nothing changes. You cannot become new while worshipping the habits that keep you stuck. At some point you have to choose pain, because there is pain either way. There is the pain of discipline, and there is the pain of staying the same. There is the pain of leaving, and the pain of being slowly disrespected. There is the pain of trying again, and the pain of wondering forever. There is the pain of facing the truth, and the pain of living inside a lie. You do not get a painless life. You get to choose which pain builds you. Choose the pain that gives something back. Discipline hurts, but it gives strength. Truth hurts, but it gives freedom. Change hurts, but it gives movement. Letting go hurts, but it gives space. Starting over hurts, but it gives possibility. Staying stuck hurts too, but it gives nothing. Remember that. When you are tempted to crawl back into the old comfort, ask what it is costing you. Comfort can be expensive. That extra hour of avoidance. That one more message to someone who does not respect you. That one more month without action. That one more year telling yourself you are not ready. The bill comes later, and it is always higher than you thought. So get up before the cost gets bigger. Get up before the excuse becomes your personality. Get up before you forget that you are capable of more. Get up before the version of you that wanted better stops knocking. And do not wait until you believe in yourself completely. Belief is built through motion. You do not need perfect confidence. You need one act of courage, then another, then another. Confidence is not magic. It is memory. It is your mind remembering that you have done difficult things before. So give your mind something to remember. Do the hard thing today, not all of it. Just enough to prove you are not done. And when nobody notices, keep going. When nobody praises you, keep going. When the results are slow, keep going. When the old life calls you back, keep going. This is how you save yourself. Not in one heroic moment. In 100 quiet refusals to give up. You refuse to stay in bed all day. You refuse to keep begging for love. You refuse to numb yourself every night. You refuse to let fear make every decision. You refuse to call yourself broken forever. You refuse to let the worst thing that happened to you become the most important thing about you. That refusal is sacred. protect it. Because one day, after enough small choices, you will look back and realize the rescue you were waiting for did come. But it did not come as a person. It came as discipline. It came as self-respect. It came as a morning when you stood up even though your heart was heavy. It came as the decision to stop waiting for someone else to choose your life for you. It came as you. You were the one you were waiting for, not because you were fearless, because you moved while afraid, not because you were healed, because you stopped using pain as a reason to disappear. Not because everything became easy, because you became harder to defeat. That is the real comeback. Not revenge, not proving everyone wrong, not becoming so successful that the people who hurt you regret it. The real comeback is peace with yourself. The real comeback is being able to look in the mirror and know you did not quit on the person you could become. The real comeback is becoming reliable to yourself, because once you have that, no one can fully ruin you. People can disappoint you. Life can hurt you. Plans can fail. But you will still have the one thing that matters most. The person inside you who knows how to stand back up. So get up, not because it is easy, because your life is still yours. Not because nobody cares, because nobody can live it for you. Not because the world is fair, because waiting for fairness has already taken enough from you. Get up. Take the next step. Make the next choice. Keep the next promise. Do the next hard thing. And let the world see what happens when a person finally stops waiting to be saved and decides to become responsible for their own resurrection. So what do you think is the hardest part of getting up? The pain, the fear, the discipline, or accepting that nobody can do the work for you?